Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies, and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me, as always, is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello, and today is the day that some people have been waiting for since last year, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think about
before?
that too. It's
I don't
last
know.
year, right?
Yeah. We weren't particularly looking forward to it, but we also know that it's going to be, the talk of the town this October. Because, we're not going to beat around the bush anymore. We're, of course, talking about the latest, and hopefully the last, Halloween. It's Halloween Ends. Yes, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I didn't have anything to add. You know what? Yeah, I do have something to add. Thank God it's fucking over.
Well, listen.
I hope so, at least.
Yeah. If this is a success, they're not going to just let it die off. They're going to reboot it, so...
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully, though, maybe they actually, care something about artistry and let this actually end this time, because this was supposed to be the end, even though we've had that, 4 times in this franchise.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the franchise in general, but I just want to say... that last year, it must have been last year.
Yeah, it was. I double-checked now. Halloween Kills had premiered in 2021.
We actually did over on our Patreon, because we have a Patreon, patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. We recorded a bunch of commentary tracks for the Halloween franchise. Not all of them, because it was too many to do in 1 month. And, we didn't prepare for anything.
We should have done the rest for this one? I don't know.
Yeah, but
like you just said, we never prepare anything. We don't have plans. We don't know how to do that.
Exactly, but we recorded. I recorded some with friends. So not only Rebecca, there were some other people involved, but we did one, for the original. We did for some of the funnier sequels. Funny and bad, funny.
Yeah.
And of
we did
course
one
we
for
did
one of the good ones, apparently.
Yes, we did some of the good ones because they are actually good ones. And of course, we talked about Halloween Kills, which we. I don't know if I want to say famously. Yes, famously. We're a big podcast. We famously, more or less, hated that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we weren't alone in that.
No.
It's so funny because I've mentioned this before, I think, or at least I have on Twitter. Check me out at Don't Make a Scene. When the trailers for this movie came out, and I just read the comments people were like, "Oh yeah, finally Michael is back, and this time it's the final one. Can't wait to watch it." And I I comment sometimes on videos, but I do it less and less as I get older because I don't care. But I did comment, and I was like, "But didn't we all agree that Halloween Kills sucked?" Just asking, and people got so mad. They're like, "Oh, don't bring your negativity here. We can like it if we want to." I was like, I just asked you. I don't know.
You know what?
So mad.
The only people who actually commented on that one were people that were for some reason excited. Everyone else who was us, yes. They just ignored it completely.
I suppose.
Probably because it was so bad it wasn't even enough to it wasn't worth wasting your fingers typing on the keyboard, you know?
No. Yeah.
I say as we're recording an episode on the fucking movie.
And we talked literally since the day we recorded that episode, we have been saying we're not going to do Halloween Ends. I don't want to watch any more Halloween. And then as it crept closer, it's like, I guess we have to.
We did say we're never going to pay for it.
Sure. And once again, even though Peacock isn't around here in Sweden, we just happened to find it. I don't know.
We should get a fucking sponsorship. You know what we should get sponsored by? VPNs.
Yeah. Because,
that explains it, right?
Stuff we can't actually get a hold of just falls into our laps.
Yeah.
It's almost like, we're circumventing geo-restrictions.
Must be.
How are we doing that? Almost like we have some sort of, virtual, like a private network almost.
Yeah. But no, unfortunately, we're not spoiled. That would have been a nice segue. Sorry. We're not sponsored.
NordVPN! No, I'm kidding. Anyway, back to the movie. Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know anymore. Halloween. Let's just, we've been babbling on. Let's just start talking about Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Let's end this. Yeah. So, I'm just going to ask you, because, we got to go back to formula. What did you think of it?
You know what? I'm gonna be fair.
Yeah? Okay.
In the beginning, it had potential. It had potential for a while. There were parts of the story I liked, genuinely. Completely always being annoyed by the fact that it is a freaking Halloween movie.
Yes.
So much that could have been just, if it was detached, it could have been a good, scary movie.
Yes.
But then we get to Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, and I'm just so done with it. I hated it. No, I didn't hate it, but I hated that part of it.
Yeah. Also, since this is a new movie, we usually do like a spoiler-free section, and then we get into the real spoiler cast.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best, but you know.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best, but this is gonna be all spoilers. Like, I'm not gonna hold back, really, but, you know. We'll try to steer away from some of the big ones. That's my
spoiler-free review. It had potential, it had a storyline that was actually interesting, and then they spoiled it by making it a Michael Myers Halloween movie.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I actually liked the first, like, half hour, maybe even 40 minutes.
The whole, like, separate story about Allison, that was actually interesting.
Yeah. And Corey.
Corey was an them
interesting
together.
Character.
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
But then we have Laurie Strode and Michael Myers.
I know, it threw me off in the beginning. Like, the movie starts with of course, every horror movie nowadays does that. I mean, I guess most horror movies have all done this. It starts with a cold open, you know, an unrelated, well, technically, I guess, a related murder or the death.
Yeah.
Which, if you read the like synopsis or premise on like IMDb, it doesn't really make sense.
You know what? I thought I was watching the wrong movie at first.
I knew it was going to start with something else, but for some parts of it, I was like, am I watching some sort of early cut that leaked online or something? Yeah, it was weird. Now I read somewhere, I don't know where it was, that I read here it was. It's so weird. I just gotta read it. So we can talk about it, because it's in the, like, description. It's on Letterboxd. It says, 4 years after the events of Halloween in 2018, Laurie has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront the evil she can't control once and for all.
Sort of?
The death of the little boy doesn't really... I mean, they make it sound like there's, like, killings happening all the time after that, but it's not really.
I mean...
They show us, like, two unrelated murders, and then, you know, things happen later in the story. But between those, there's no killings. I don't understand what they're talking about.
There's that accident that they talk about. And then...
that's literally in the first 10 minutes.
Not even 10 minutes,
That's this Corey character. He accidentally kills the boy he's babysitting.
Yeah.
In a pretty horrific way.
And then they show us in the, like, with the voiceover, they show us that, so people die around town. But I mean, that happens anyways in
people
small
get murdered
towns.
every day. It's a country of 300 million people. People are murdered every day. But somehow it's connected, because whenever someone is killed in Haddonfield, it has to be evil. It can't just be, you know, a crime of passion or a robbery or, you know, whatever. No, it has to be
one of them
evil.
even is a suicide, it looks like.
Yeah, and
like,
I mean, the cop even says, when they find the people with the bullet wounds in the head, like, Michael doesn't use guns. So it's not connected then. What is the problem? Whatever. It's detailed. That's nitpicky. Whatever.
Yeah.
The story then continues. This kid, Corey Cunningham, or Corey, I keep saying Cunningham because everyone writes his name as Corey Cunningham in the reviews I read. Whatever, Corey.
Yeah, because they say it also. He has the superhero name, you know?
I guess he does, yeah.
Which Michael Myers also has.
Yeah, he was... Oh, God, I didn't even think of that. Anyway, he's, of course, he was like the grade A student going to go to college and everything, but now, you know, his life is kind of in arrested development after the aggravated manslaughter, as it was ruled as, because, you know, he was acquitted, basically, I suppose, at least of murder.
Well, yeah.
But, you know, the town, they talk a lot about the town, like, treating him poorly, like, they was looking at him, making faces, like, calling him the psycho or the kid killer.
Which?
Babysitter psycho, even.
Right.
And then he's like a what do you call it? Like, he's like a wounded character. He's flawed,
Yeah.
Allison, if you remember Allison, who's been like the main character for these 3 movies, but has never been very interesting. Allison, Laurie's granddaughter.
Yeah.
She kind of takes a liking to him. Because, they're like 2 sides of the same coin. Like, she's a survivor, he's a killer. But they're both kind of like, not innocent, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a stretch when they're like.
They're the freak show without even trying or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And they start this romance, which like in seconds seems like they're like boyfriend, girlfriend, and they're going to party together, and they're taking cute photos, and like, this is your first date.
It's a teenager movie, every teenager movie where they like fall in love in high school, and it just overnight, it's the best high school romance ever, but they're 21.
Yeah, and that
they're acting like teenagers again, which I can sort of understand. No, they're older than 21. He was 21 when the kid died.
They must be like almost in their mid-20s.
Yeah, but I can sort of understand why, because they both were, not him in his teens, but she was definitely robbed a bit of her teens based on what happened. So sure, I can sort of understand that, but it still feels kind of odd.
Yeah, it goes very quickly, and for a movie that's
puppy
2 hours
love in
long,
like a second.
Yeah, for a movie that's almost 2 hours long, how about you focus on that? We'll get to because there is a lot of focus that like. The actual, like, slasher part of this, it's like the last. We'll get to that, but I'm just saying, like, for a movie that's this long and spends so much time on, like, the characters before the killing starts, they don't really get anywhere with the characters. There's a lot of meandering.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Laurie, because she's kind of left out of the first half of the movie, sort of. I mean, she's there all the time, but...
Yeah, she's lurking in the shadows, basically.
Yeah. And she's writing her book, She's trying to live a normal life. And they live in a nice house. There are no traps or hidden guns or, she's not drinking anymore.
Well, not heavily.
Yeah, well... I think they're implying that she is sober, and then in the end she.
Oh, right, it's the end. Sure, yeah.
We'll get.
I just remembered that shot of whiskey. That's all I remember, to be honest.
And she's trying to be like a sort of like a surrogate mother / grandmother, of course, to Allison.
Yeah. Because if you don't remember, the daughter dies in the last movie.
Yeah, they just unceremoniously kill off the mother. I don't even remember her name. Karen, is it Karen?
Yeah, I think it's Karen, which is funny.
Karen, which was
name
like...
to choose in 2018.
Yeah, well, that was kind of before it popped off as Karen.
Barely.
It's a poor choice, but hey, what can you do?
Yeah.
Right, so she's kind of taking over the mother role, so to speak, and trying to like make their life as normal as possible. But because she's writing this book, there are like sporadic moments in this movie that are that has voiceover, and it's not too much, which is I was so thankful for, because when she started narrating the movie, like after the opening credits, I was like, no, do not do voiceover in a horror movie, for fuck's sake, no. But they don't. She does. There's like certain little points where she does it.
It's like the end of every chapter. She kind of does like a bit of a poetic completion,
which is bad, but at least it's not all the time.
Nah.
Oh God! It's speaking of that,
acceptable.
I just watched that Netflix Stephen King movie, Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which is based on one of his short stories. Yeah, and there was narration for like 80% of the movie. It was like,
shit.
You didn't even try to make a movie out of this. You just copied what it said on the page.
And added pictures.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, Halloween ends. Yeah, so there's all this going on, and Laurie like flirting with Officer Hawkins, who I guess is retired now. He's still a character for some reason, even though he has nothing to do in the movie. And there's just nothing going on. And then all of a sudden, Corey Cunningham, he's having fun with Allison. They're at a Halloween party a couple of days before Halloween Eve. But there, he runs into the mom of the kid, that he killed. And she's like, oh, you're out here having fun while I'm having nightmares every night. Like,
weird note, she was still wearing the same costume.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. She's probably... Yeah, like everyone else. Remember in Halloween Kills how everyone was still like 40 years after 1978. They were all like, oh my god, every year we gather in this bar to remember the people that died. Like,
yeah.
It was 40 years ago, 5 people died. Yeah, it was terrible, but let it go.
Yeah.
And that's also, I don't want to go through the entire plot. We gotta stop
No,
that.
let's
We
not.
don't do that. But yeah, things start happening, of course, and we actually see some of the, like, bullying that Corey Cunningham has
Subjected
to endure. Subjected to, thank you. But they pile it on, so there's like 2 of them right after each other. There's the mom at the bar, and then there's the kids on the bridge. And it's just
it's also so dumb that it's like 4 teenagers who are fucking with him.
One of them looks like an anime nerd or something. The one with the stupid haircut. I was like, who's scared of that guy?
You mean Billy?
I guess the jock
They're
is,
all. He's not a jock though. He's in band.
They're band kids.
They're band kids. Like, they're not cool
tough
kids.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to stereotype band, but come on. You're not scared of the kids in the school band. You're scared
especially
of the jocks,
especially not when the kid is like, he's driving around his dad's car. We get to see that he's also a wounded character because he has issues at home. His dad doesn't love him.
Yeah, which they squeeze in there, and that doesn't lead anywhere. They mention it once and it's over. Like, oh, that brought so much to the character. That's a big problem in all these movies. They keep trying to like humanize every character in the movie. Which is supposed to be like an anti-slasher thing, where every character is just dumb and annoying, so you won't see them die. And in these movies, instead, they're like trying to make them as real as possible before they kill them to make them horrific.
You know what?
And that works.
I still wanted all of them to die.
Yeah, because they're annoying, and it's not enough for us to care about the character. Like, I didn't give a fuck about the band kid when he died. I was like, yay, finally, some killing in this supposed slasher movie.
I almost felt sorry for one of the kids, the redhead girl.
The 2 girls weren't really... Oh, the other girl was kind of in on it, yeah.
Yeah, but the one who got squished by the fence...
Yeah, what was it called? Like, was it
Gracie?
Becca or something?
I don't know.
Something.
One of them was some... I don't remember.
And she was always like, we shouldn't do this. And then,
she was
gets the most horrific kill.
Exactly. She gets to see everyone die, and she gets the most painful death, probably. Yeah. Well, no, second painful.
Yeah, they do.
The fire in the mouth.
Face. Jesus Christ, that will give me nightmares because I.
The fire in the mouth.
Yes, the
I thought that was the coolest fucking death I've ever seen.
Well, it was. You know what it was? I'm going to use this word legitimately. That was triggering for me.
It was effective for me.
Yeah, because when I was way too young, I mean, I was like 10 or 11. I read, I think it's Top Cow, later Image. They released a comic called The Darkness, which was one of those, it was like a Spawn and Witchblade. It was for adults. So it was very violent and, there was
Is it the one with that became a video game later?
Yes.
Yeah. The one with the, evil eels or whatever it is.
Yes. Like, it's evil tentacles that talk to them.
Shadow eels.
Yeah. And for some reason... I guess our parents were like, it's just a comic book. They didn't really look at it.
Our parents were pretty relaxed when it came to stuff like that.
When it came to certain things, but other things not. So, but whatever. There is a scene, like a flashback to the big mob guy and then whatever. There's a guy at least who finds his wife in bed with another man. So he ties the guy up. To the bedpost. It's one of those beds with a thing above it. Yeah. And first, like, almost beats him to death with a baseball bat, and then burns his face off with a blowtorch, forcing his wife to watch. Like, this is what you made me. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you see it in pretty gruesome detail, even though it's just a comic book. It was just like that image, like, burned itself onto my memory, and I've always been like. I think of that sometimes today. Like, if there was ever a reason to like have, you know, those parental advisory stickers that like actually don't let kids watch R-rated stuff, that's a good example of it, because that still creeps me out sometimes. And then I saw it here, and you kind of see it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
puts it in his mouth, and it's like, oh no!
That was the nicest, best gory shit I've ever seen in a Halloween movie.
Like, I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but just for me, it was like, oh, because it made me think of the darkness. The darkness.
Childhood trauma came creeping back.
Anyway, back to the movie.
I don't even know where we were going with this. Most of the characters are fucking dumb.
About the characters. Yeah, we don't care about the characters.
We care about Corey, I guess.
We care about Corey, which is the worst part, because he seems like a genuinely nice guy who, yeah, he made a mistake. Like, it was an obvious... He didn't want to kill the kid.
No.
It was a complete mistake.
He got scared, and he reacted, and shit happened, and accidentally, he pushed a door into the kid's face, which made him fly off the fucking balcony stair,
yeah, it was
whatever.
It was a real, like, Hadouken! Like, he just kicked that kid over the railing, basically, and he fell, like, 3-4 stairs or something.
And the neck just snapped.
Yeah, that was very, like, the kid hits the ground, like, and, bounces up and then back down again. It's just, Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, but you feel bad for Corey, but it's also, and I thought that was interesting, like, he was complex, because you feel bad for him, but at the same time, he killed a kid. You kind of like, I mean, it's a little like awkward, but I think that was the point, you know. It's to make us sympathize with someone who did something heinous, but as a mistake, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compare it to what Michael Myers has been running around doing for the last how many movies?
Yeah, but he did it. How many movies? 13 now.
Right, 13.
But technically, counting like the way they count, it's only been 4 movies now.
Oh, so fine, whatever.
These 3. Yeah,
whatever. Like Michael's been doing it out of pure spite for the last how many years?
Yeah.
This kid did it on accident, and then he gets hated just as much as Michael Myers.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna go somewhere with that.
Oh yes,
like him sort of having absolution in saving Allison or something.
No, I thought they would run the serial killer version of it. That he would become evil and be the. It both horrified me and excited me that he would take over the role as Michael Myers completely.
No,
but that also opened up the gate for a sequel, which I was not happy about. But. No, they solved that. They didn't do that.
Yes. And
but I kind of wanted Corey and Allison to like go on a complete killing spree and burning the town down and just leaving.
No,
because then everyone was just dead. The city doesn't exist anymore. Nothing can get rebooted.
No. Sorry, that would not work. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
That's not how you write characters. Sure, you know, you can write them any way you want, but you can't write them that way.
No, I know, but I kind of wanted that.
That would have been terrible. You know what?
Absolute ending.
You know what you would like then? Which you famously, we mentioned before, didn't like? You would love Natural Born Killers then, because that movie's all about that. They're all about burning the town down.
I just want it for this specific town, though.
Okay, sure.
Because I mean, I like that story in general. That's a nice story, but Natural Born Killers, it's just filmed too fucking weird. I can't stand it.
We're going to get through it.
Fine. At one point.
Anyway, I just want to mention we're at the 20-minute mark here, and we have kind of kept it, you know, vague-ish, spoiler-free-ish. Now, if we need to, we're just going to go into it. So if you don't want to be heavy spoilers,
before that, in one sentence, what did you think of it?
It was pretty bad.
I don't think it was what?
It was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, pretty bad. Cool.
Pretty bad. Not the worst of this trilogy, but certainly not the best.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills is still the worst. It was fucking awful.
Yeah.
And Halloween 2018 was pretty good. This is kind of in the middle. It's pretty bad. I'm not going to watch it again ever, but I don't hate it.
No, sure. Sorry, I just read a review that is just under yours on Letterboxd.
Oh, okay.
At this point, they should just nuke Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Yes!
That would have worked.
Yes, that's what I want. I want them to nuke it.
here we go. From now on, we're not gonna like beat around the bush with spoilers.
No.
Let's just get into it. So spoilers if you planning on watching this movie for some reason. So yes.
You know what would have made this movie better?
No.
If they fucking killed Laurie Strode at the end.
Yeah, but you see, the franchise has already ruined that because they've killed her off twice before.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing. They can't do that anymore.
I know.
And that's also, that means that evil wins. And for some reason, they wanted this to have an uplifting ending.
But
Which I
they
understand,
mentioned in the movie that evil lives on with her because she keeps it, because of what she's gone through, she keeps it alive. So, for evil to fucking end, she needs to die. Can she just die?
Yeah.
Can we be done with her? I wanted her to step into that chipping thingy with him.
I almost thought they were going to do something like that towards
I was
the
like,
end.
make
but,
her trip. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, but I gotta say, like, I kind of liked the movie, even though I thought, they rushed through the whole romance thing, and he got, Corey kind of changed too quickly for me.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I understand what they were trying to do, but it's like shit, we haven't put enough Laurie Strode fighting Michael Myers in it, so speed this up so we can put that in.
Yeah, but I gotta say, the introduction of Michael Myers in this was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yep. If they cut that first scene and waited until Corey tricked the police guy in, that would have been a much cooler introduction.
No, but just like, why would Michael Myers just be sitting in the sewers?
Oh, because he's fucking insane. He's dumb. I don't know. He's a mental.
Doesn't make sense.
He's fucked in the head.
But it doesn't make sense because the last two movies, they take place over the same night. So
yeah,
that was 4 years ago. Halloween Kills happened when he killed Karen and like basically just stared at Lauren like, you're next, basically. But then, the movie ended there, which was so dumb. I hated it.
And after that, he crawled into the sewers and waited 4 years.
He waited 4 years.
For some random kid.
And not
to
not
fall
like,
into his lap.
Yeah, and that doesn't and that would make sense if he was like wounded, or if he like there was like a fake out death, which they've done before. They've literally done one where he falls into like sort of sewers. He falls into a well in the end of 4, and then he like wakes up in number 5, and there's an old man there who nurses him back to health, which of course kills them because he's evil. But here he just leaves at the end of Halloween Kills and does nothing for 4 years for no reason, and then this random kid
literally falls into his lap.
Yeah, and he doesn't kill him because he sees evil in his eyes as well.
Yeah.
Which at that point, this is like 30, almost 40 minutes into the movie. And at this point, all that the movie has worked towards is like us, the audience, like accepting or forgiving or whatever you want to call it. Giving Corey absolution for what he did in the beginning.
Yeah, because Corey hasn't done anything bad yet.
He has been the good kid. He,
he's been picked on. That's about it.
Yeah, he's been picked on. Like he has like a mentally abusive mother. Super weird character. Makes no like. I don't know what was going on there. But then
terrible mother.
Allison, and the worst part is, it's Laurie who kind of starts the whole romance going because she sees him being bullied. She knows it's him, the kid killer, the psycho babysitter.
She feels sympathy for him though because she
feels sympathy for him. Introduces him to her granddaughter, and she like finds the goodness in him. That's why she kind of falls in love with him so fast. But then, he pulls away because he's not ready to, because he hasn't accepted it in himself that he is good. That's classic writing. And I like that part. That, it should be about him becoming good, being maybe not the ultimate, but, being the antithesis to evil, being good,
Yeah.
But then, he falls off he gets pushed off the bridge by the kids. And then Michael finds him and sees evil, or sees something obviously evil. And then all of a sudden...
don't they do that, like, flash thing that he looks into his eyes and they, like, see the bad stuff that they both have done?
Yeah, or at
like
least...
weird flashes.
Yeah, at least the stuff that Corey did, which is just one killing.
Yeah, no, but yeah, maybe it's just Corey in that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I've already blanked this movie out of my memory.
Yeah,
I saw
parts of it, definitely.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh my god, because he's scared at first, because it's Michael fucking Myers, but he runs out of there. But then...
Michael lets him, first of all.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's like, he's changed. Like, something changes in him. And all of a sudden, he's kind of like, he gets moody, and he's like very aggressive when they're at the diner. And the ex-boyfriend walks up to Alice, and he's like, oh, get out of here. Brr. And like, okay, so now he's just completely changed. Not like gradually, he just changes. And then he like lures that cop back to Michael Myers and says like, teach me how to do it, and makes Michael kill the cop.
Yeah.
And he's like, where did that come from? All of a sudden he wants to kill people?
It's like he saw evil in Michael's eyes as well, and it flipped a switch inside him or something.
And I understand what they're trying to do, that, the town basically wore him down. It's like, yes, maybe I am evil. But at this point, we've only had, like, an exposition dump, and then two, like, instances of people, like, three, I suppose.
4, technically.
Well, don't count the killing. Then it's the...
No.
When he hurts his hand.
Yeah.
He hurts his hand when they push him over. Then we have the mom at the party.
No, but they don't push him over at the same time as he hurts his hand. He hurts his hand, then the next night is the party with the mom who screams at him. That's the same night that he gets pushed over the bridge, so that's the third time. The fourth time is at the diner when the ex-cop starts like hitting on Allison and calls him like, oh, you want to be with this kid killer instead? That's how you feel comfort.
But that's after he meets Michael. That's the thing.
Oh yeah,
he's
that's
already changed.
True.
But
that's when he decides to like lure the cop down there.
Yeah, and he's literally doing a psycho laugh, like as he's running into the sewer. Like, what? And all of a sudden, he wants to kill people. Okay, I can understand. Like, oh no, I'm angry now instead of I'm sad. But he immediately goes for, I'm going to be a psycho killer. Like,
I would have understood him, like, lashing out and killing someone in anger, and then, shit, like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Because he does go to Allison after... Yeah, to Allison after that, and goes, like...
Skipped over. He kills the homeless man who says, like, why did Michael let you go? He knew.
Well, the homeless man kind of tries to kill him, so...
Yeah, and...
That's more or less self-defense.
It's self-defense, because the old man is holding the knife, and it almost was like he was, like... forcing Corey to stab him? I don't know. It was very weird.
It's a weird struggle of trying to like flip the knife so that it won't poke yourself, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just made it like, because he's like, oh my god, and runs away. They didn't even do like a thing where he's like, oh my god, I kind of like that. If they wanted to like hint that, no, they didn't. He just ran away and was like scared that he accidentally killed someone again. Like, there's like, you have to, we see the point. But you gotta, it's like they're slurring their words. Enunciate. Yeah. Show us what you mean. Don't just hope that the audience understands it. That's not, like...
They kind of hint at it again when he's at Allison's place, and he sits down on the couch, and he's like, did Michael... Did you, like, run away from Michael, or did he let you live?
Yeah, he asks that, and it's like... What the fuck does that matter?
That's where he's like, hold up, are you as fucked up as me that Michael would let you live? Or did you get away and you're just stronger than me? But it's also, again, it's like you said, it's just a hint of it. It's not clear what he means.
Yeah, like you get it, but there's a difference for like movies that makes you think, like forces you to think for yourself and not just show you everything. But there's this is the kind of movie where it's like, it's just convoluted, and like,
it's like
I get
they don't know what they wanted to say,
almost,
so they're like,
almost.
You get it, right? And
Yeah,
just leaves
exactly.
it.
They don't know exactly how to explain it, so they're like, yeah, but they get it, so we'll just leave. We don't want to be too obvious, so we'll just leave this now. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Like,
Which
yeah,
makes it all feel very like, yeah, I get it, but I don't care now. There's not like a moment.
And also,
when he,
it
like,
does
becomes
leave...
a killer.
It leaves us being able to go, is that exactly what they meant to do, or did they just stumble into this?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just guessing. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they meant, but I don't know.
The funny thing is that they can just go, you know what, everyone's right in their assumptions because it's about how you see it to make it sound even smarter.
Sure. And you can do that in, like, artsy movies. This is a fucking slasher movie.
Yes.
This is Blumhouse Halloween Ends. Like, no.
Surprisingly enough, you know who fucking produced it? Danny McBride.
Yeah, but he's been involved in all 3 movies.
What?
Didn't you know that? Him and David
No.
Gordon Green, they're like huge horror fans. So when, I don't know who got the first, like, I think they like wrote, like on random, wrote a Halloween sequel. And Blumhouse was like,
Okay.
idea. It's like, you'll make the movie for me.
And like pulled in Curtis. Wait, what's her name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah.
Curly Jameis?
Yeah. Like, yes, Halloween, resurrect this bitch again.
Yeah.
Because I you know what, we could just skip to the end by now because there's nothing that happens in between that is actually exciting.
No, that's also
actually
true.
There is nothing in between that.
No, yeah, nothing happens. It's a bunch of sitting around and like,
I
am actually a bad person, and like, we should burn this place down, and riding motorcycles. Like, are you doing like Again,
they're teenagers. They're acting like teenagers, and
it
they're
felt like an indie like love story.
Yeah.
But then they were.
Well, they talk about like
okay.
running in fields and burning the city down. Just leave this place behind. And he's like, "I'll light the match for you, baby." Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Like, that just made me think of those awful poems that they read during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial.
Yeah.
When you're like, "Oh my God, Johnny Depp is so cringe," and he's like, "I would die for you, baby. I'll cut your name into an
That's
arm."
what I imagine. What's that new Timothée Chalamet movie? Love and Bones or something?
Oh, Bones and All.
Yeah, that's what I imagine that movie's gonna be like.
That one looks awesome, though.
Sure, but it's gonna have that vibe.
Yeah,
that whole,
maybe.
like, let's burn this world down together, I'll light the match, babe.
But hopefully, you know,
better.
Since it's Luca Guadagnino, it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, though.
He makes good movies.
Timothée Chalamet with pink hair is not promising.
No, I'm not infatuated by him as many others are.
He's losing his charm.
No, I don't think that, but I don't think,
but the looks, at least, with the pink mullet, doesn't suit him. Does not suit him.
Halloween Ends, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
nothing
see, we
happens.
find points here to just get rid of this movie. We didn't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk
Ends.
about the last... Well, the end, whatever.
Yeah, so...
when she calls in the suicide.
Yeah, but when she's Corey just goes on a quote-unquote killing spree, which means killing like 3 people. And then Michael
His
kills
mother.
the rest. He kills the kids and everything. Yeah. Are they saying that's him? I don't know.
Well,
don't
he
know.
takes the mask, so if you see someone with the mask, it should be him,
But
right?
at what point does he take the mask? They don't say that.
Well, we see it in the sewers. He crawls
but I
out
mean,
with the mask.
At the first guy he kills, the doctor, which is also
No, that's
like, the
both of them. They're tag team in that one.
I know. The
Very
choices
weird
of
plot
victims is like, oh, these characters have been mildly annoying in the movie, but they're not characters. But we got to kill someone. Okay, kill them. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
It's a cop out, is what it is.
yes, but it's also a very unexplained like act of love. Because we don't know if Corey knows.
Yeah, technically.
But Allison got copped out of the cheated out of the promotion because that other lady, she had sex with the doctor.
She was sleeping with the doctor, yeah. Because Allison works as a nurse, by the way.
Yeah, details.
Um,
If Corey knows that, then this is
Sure.
an act of love. If he doesn't, then it's a random act of violence.
Yeah, because in the movie we never see
him
Allison
understanding or knowing
telling him that, the bitch got my promotion. Like, no, so you gotta go cartoon logic. Like, if it's outside the screen, it hasn't happened.
Yeah. Because we know that she knows something happened, but we don't know that she told him. Or that he knows it somehow.
So once again, like, he knows. Whatever, we don't have to
Does he, though? Does he, though? In my head,
otherwise, why would he kill them?
I don't... Oh, he does know that the doctor is a douchebag towards Allison. We know that one.
That's true. Okay, sure.
And when she doesn't tell him. We don't see her telling him that she doesn't get the promotion. We see the friend saying, "I'm sorry about me getting the promotion over you."
Yeah, but that's to Allison. Yeah. Anyway, then of course he kills the kids, which makes sense because the kids. But that's Michael, right?
That's both of them again. I think. Not sure. It could be just him.
Because Corey's wearing the scarecrow mask when he kills the doctor.
Yeah, but isn't it after that he gets the mask and leaves Michael in the sewers?
Did he leave Michael in the sewers? I have forgotten that.
No, I think he does. Yeah, because he crawls out with the mask in his hand, and then you see Michael through the pipe thing, and he just sits up.
Right. Why did they do that? I don't remember why they did that.
I don't remember actually either, to be honest. But I think it's Corey who kills the kids at the junkyard or whatever. The kid who accidentally kills his stepfather.
Yeah, once again, someone accidentally killing. I think it's his real dad.
Doesn't feel like it because he doesn't call him dad. He calls him Randall or whatever.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe.
And I mean, he's like, "Don't tell your mom about the motorcycle," because he knows the mom's a bitch, but he can't really leave her now.
Yeah.
Because he's agreed to be with her. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, okay.
So I think that's just
They go
Corey.
back into the sewer, and they tussle for some reason.
Yeah. I don't remember why, but Corey gets mad at him.
Yeah, I have no memory of why. But yeah, when you say it, like, right, that's true. And then, he sits up in the shadow, like, ooh.
That stupid...
The Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. Okay. I hate that.
It's cool in the first movie, because it was he's still alive, but then they did it every time. Yeah, I know.
And this time it's not like he was killed, it's like he was just pushed over. And he's, practically dead from all the other times, so he's an old man with, wounds and a bad back, probably. He shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
So Corey kills the kids, and then he kills his mom.
Yes.
Yeah. And then,
But then he goes for Laurie, right?
No. First, Allison and Laurie fight because, and we skipped that part.
Right. And the radio station.
Yeah, the radio station is also fucking random. Like, there's this radio guy talking, and at one point they're sitting on the roof of the radio station drinking beers or whatever, and that's when they talk about, let's burn this whole city to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm 14 and that's deep,
Yes.
And he's like, get the fuck off my property, I'll mess you up. But that's just to set him up as a victim.
Yeah, so later on he gets killed.
Woo! He gets killed, of course. Which is kind of cool, though. They cut his tongue off. First they break his jaw, so that his tongue hangs out, then just cut his tongue off, and his blood splurges everywhere. It's awesome.
And it fucks with the music that is playing on the radio. Yeah. It's kind of funny. But then Allison and Laurie has this fight.
Yeah, because before that, after he met Michael the first time, he comes by to apologize for storming out of the party. We didn't mention that. He stormed out of the party because of the mom thing. The killed kid mom.
You know what? Our discussion is a bit all over the place. You do kind of need to watch the movie to understand what we're saying.
No, we're just. It's because we're discussing the plot instead of actually discussing the movie. That's what we do. What we're doing wrong here.
Yeah.
And we never commit to actually telling the plot. We that's whatever. He comes home to her to say I'm sorry, what I did was wrong. Please forgive me. And at that moment, Laurie sees something in his eyes.
Right.
She didn't see it before, but now that Michael Myers has choked him, he must be evil. She sees Michael in him. It's once again, at that point, he hasn't killed anyone. How all of a sudden why is he evil all of a sudden?
Well, he did kill the homeless dude, I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
That doesn't count, because that's self-defense.
Exactly.
It's an accident.
I'm saying is that this is literally not minutes, but like this complete change, like from like scared little puppy dog guy to psycho. Like there must be a gradual change. Why?
No, they just 180'd him and just changed him completely.
Like we talked about before, they come back to that. All of a sudden she's like, oh, he's evil. It's like,
but why?
Why?
What's your reason? She doesn't even tell Allison she has a reason. She just goes, I see what I saw in Michael. I see Michael.
Yeah, and now cut back to when all the killing has started.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah. And they have a fight across because she's like, I finally find someone who accepts me for who I am. Like, once
someone
again, I'm 14,
I care about.
And you don't understand, Jan. Exactly. So just stay the fuck out of my life, Mom, basically.
Yeah, like you said, 14 deep emo shit again.
Yeah, and she runs away or whatever. She slams the door,
dramatically.
They're gonna run away. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the idea. She goes to the diner and waits for him.
Yeah, and he doesn't show up. And at that point, without any hint of it, Laurie, like, first they have this long scene where nothing happens, where she drinks a little bit of whiskey. She goes up to her room, her office.
It looks like she's gonna sit down and write or something.
Yeah, she looks out her window. She pours another drink, and she fixes her papers a little bit. And you're like, okay, I get that they're trying to say like she's like solemn, but this feels like filler. That's the shit that we used to put in our movies to make them longer. Like, get to the point. Get to her grabbing the gun from the safe. Just get to that. And then she calls the cops like, I want to report a suicide. And
you know what? I was like, oh shit, she's gonna do it. The movie's gonna end here.
Yeah, but I was like, why would she kill herself? Once again, that's way too like drastic of a reaction to like having a fight with your granddaughter. Like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
But it's also after she's
does
been
say
like
you're the evil, blah blah blah. You made Michael come back, and
it is like, after she was like attacked at the supermarket for like you can't smile, you can't have a good life because of what you did. My sister is a cripple or whatever.
Yeah, because that's the lady with the drone from the last movie.
Yeah,
and I'm like, how the hell did she survive?
Well, she's barely alive.
With a fluorescent light. She had like a blood fountain in her throat. Whatever.
Yeah, well, she's paralyzed and can't speak, so I guess that's the result of that.
Yeah. Once again, one instance of Laurie being like reminded of what she did in the last movie, and that's enough for her.
Two, I suppose, with Allison.
Yeah, but. There has to be more before the last inciting incident.
No, there's not.
There should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's like, I'm gonna kill myself, and then you see gore on the wall, and I was like, that's pumpkin.
Yeah, I was like, she shot the pumpkin. Either they completely fucked up the special effects here, or she shot the pumpkin.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's a POV shot, and you see a covered arm opening the door, and Laurie's standing there like, oh, you really think I would kill myself, Michael? She says, or just
she does.
And
no, she doesn't say Michael.
No, she doesn't say that. Yeah, and it was like, oh, so she knew he was coming for her and planned all this, or where did it go from? Like, I'm actually sad to this is a plan to fool the killer.
Yeah, no, we get no hint that she like heard someone get in her house or.
Yeah, so she's like,
no, we get nothing,
and shoots him twice. He falls down just like the kid did in the beginning. Falls
just
over
not
the railing.
Far.
Yeah. No, yeah, and then she goes down and removes the mask, and it's Corey, who is now complete psycho killer. Yeah, we already knew that, but now we actually get it confirmed that it's him behind the mask properly.
Yeah.
Complete psycho killer is like, if no one can have her, or if I can't have her, no one can, which before that was like a hint that I'm going to kill anyone who tries to get her, but now it's like, if I can have her, no one can, and then he stabs himself in the neck?
Again, I'm guessing, but I think he's like implying that you're going to go to prison, bitch, for killing me. So you can't be with Allison either.
What is the point?
There is no point.
And you can't just say, "Oh, he's crazy." Yeah, but that's not that's it. That's
No. But that's the reason there is no point, because they didn't know what else to write. They wrote, "Cause he's crazy."
Yeah, and then what you should never do when you find a dead body, she grabs the knife. And of course, Allison, in a roundabout way, I don't even.
No, she just comes back to the house by now because whatever. Corey didn't show up.
The radio tower was burning, so now she actually gets the missed call from the cop who's like, "Your grandma's trying to kill you." It's so like.
That's details that we didn't need. It's enough to know that, okay, the sun's up. He didn't show up all night.
Yeah.
Of course she's gonna go and check where he is, at his place and then at home.
So she comes home at the exact moment that she pulls the knife out of his throat, and she's like, standing there with the knife over his bloody corpse. She's like, "No! You killed him!" It's like, oh, you fucking idiot.
And she just storms out again.
Yeah. And disappears.
After crying like a wounded teenager, being like, "Oh, you ruined my life."
I understand this time because her boyfriend was dead.
But it's still
murdered. Yeah.
It's acted out like a teenager. It's not acted like a wounded adult.
But also, at this point, once again, he is turned into a complete psychopath. He's not likable in any way.
No.
Are we supposed then to feel sympathy for Allison for losing her boyfriend? Or are we supposed to, be screamed at the screen like, "Nah, bitch, he's crazy. Your grandma did you a favor." I don't know! I mean, we're not supposed to be... What emotions are you trying to convey, filmmakers? David Gordon fucking Green? What is the point of your movie? You can't just have stuff happen. It has to make sense.
It's sort of switched over, at least, from what was his name? I just forgot his name. Connor? Curtis? Corey. It switched from Corey being the victim here, or the good guy, to Allison being like the wounded one.
Yeah, how about you make her the main character
for the rest of the movie?
Instead of, in the last movie, introduce a new protagonist, and then in the last 20 minutes, turn him into the antagonist.
And kill him off.
This is supposed to be the culmination of a trilogy. This should be all about Laurie and Allison at this point. Not new characters.
You know what? Why they did that, that specific scene? It's just so they can get every other character out of the house, off the stage, so we can have a Laurie and Michael Myers fight off.
Yes, because then,
out
of nowhere, Michael walks into Laurie's house.
She notices that the back door's open, which is weird. And she's like, "Oh shit, he's here."
See an arm grab the mask that's on the floor.
And the knife.
Yeah. And
we have this final, quote-unquote, epic battle.
Yeah, which is worse than the one we got in the first movie, where they beat him up in the kitchen and threw him down the...
Yeah, and there was fire and there was...
trapdoor. Yeah, exactly. Which was awesome. The first movie had the most awesome fight.
This one is kind of like the last fight in Scream, the first Scream movie.
Yeah.
It's just in the kitchen.
And in the kitchen, and he throws her across the kitchen island.
Yeah, and she gets 2 cuts on her face and some bruises on her body. Because she flies a bit.
Even in the final fight, once again, the final fight in the original, the first 2018 movie, they go through the entire house, and there's a shotgun involved. She shoots off 2 of his fingers. Yeah. They do the whole, I'm hiding in the closet thing, like in the first movie.
I did that a little bit too, as well, to be honest. She was hiding in a cupboard. And she hits him she does hit him with the fire extinguisher. But doesn't she do that in the other movie as well?
I don't remember, actually.
I just felt like they were doing the same thing again. She hides in the closet and pulls a fire extinguisher on her.
Yeah, and also, how the last fight in the 2018 movie is thematic, because it's 3 generations of the Strode family, a family that has been broken for the last 18 years. We never see Grandma because she's crazy. Allison loves her, but Karen had such a terrible upbringing that she doesn't want to, doesn't want to acknowledge that what her mom talked about was actually real. But then in the end, all 3 generations of Strode women come together to fight this evil that has ruined their family.
Yeah.
That is an epic, awesome, thematic fight.
Instead, we have...
There's two
Laurie...
old people throwing each other around in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
Ending with... It ends very anticlimactically as well, because she pins him to the, like, kitchen island with knives.
And a fridge.
The refrigerator for some reason, which I don't... That one didn't do much. I don't know why
it's the leg.
It's the leg. Sure, but the other leg then.
Yeah, he tries to kick it. Looks silly. He's like,
yeah.
Ow, ow.
And then he obviously, because, he's evil incarnate, he doesn't feel pain, he, like, pulls his hand out of the knife anyways and just slices up his hand. So he has two hands with four fingers, I don't know.
He does the ultimate Vulcan salute or whatever.
down to the wrist.
Yeah. Which is, they stole that from the Evil Dead remake, when she beats
I was about
him
to say
with
that.
the crowbar.
Right? We've seen that.
Which opens up almost further, yeah. Anyway, yeah, she also pulls off his mask and like, oh, I always thought you were evil, you were the boogeyman, but you're just an old man. And then she cuts his throat, and then he grabs her,
she
like, I'm gonna choke you.
Stabs him in the, like, armpit to hit his heart or lung or whatever.
Yeah, you puncture the lung, there's a big artery there.
There's so many, like, wounding cuts. But at the same time, I just went, well, we know he can't die from shit like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Just chop the head off.
I mean, yeah, I was watching it in the break room during lunch, so I couldn't scream, but I was like, chop his head off, you moron!
Even when Allison walks in and she's like, I can't let you do this on your own. She breaks his arm because he's, like, choking her.
Randomly runs back to the house in the nick of time to save her grandma from being choked to death, and like, no! Yeah, snaps his arm, and then they're like, together.
They still don't chop his head off.
No, they cut his wrist, once again, like a fucking 14-year-old.
Yeah! Like, you've bled this dude dry. You've shot him. You've drowned him. You've stabbed him. I think he was, like, hung at one point.
I mean, in the second movie, even though those doesn't count, that's the thing. Technically, they've only shot him in the first movie.
Sure.
They burned him.
He's been set on fire twice.
Yeah, set on fire in the second movie. And, in Halloween Kills, they don't, they gang bang him. You remember that scene?
Yeah.
When the townsfolk, like, bully him, and you're like, almost feel bad for Michael.
Yeah.
Like, it's not cool. Like,
they've done, like, everything. He's freaking Rasputin at this time. He just survives everything.
Yeah, but cutting his wrist, that's gonna kill him.
Yeah, that's gonna kill him.
Okay.
Like, are you dumb?
Yeah,
Take the electric turkey carver and chop his head off.
Yeah, but they do have her say, no, they're basically saying, we're gonna kill him dead this time. They strap him to the roof of their car.
Every cop is like, this is not how it's done. This is not okay.
Yeah, and then for one scene, the sheriff from the last movie shows up. He's like, hey, I've been in the movie too now. Like, okay.
He's like, it's fine, let him.
Yeah, and they get like a police escort through town, and without showing us when or where, people seem to join up with their cars. So there's
everyone just knows. I guess they see him on the roof and just follows, I suppose.
I guess, but there's not like a scene of people like looking out their windows or anything like that.
We see a couple of people just standing in the lawn where they tie him up, and then the rest just follows.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, okay, once again, just you could have done something. They could have done it like when towards the end of Hot Rod, when the whole town is turning up to walk, and do the whole singing towards the arena.
Yeah,
because that's a classic thing you do when the town comes together. They could have done that, but in and not a silly comedic way, like in a real way, or something. Yeah. Which they do.
I think they tried, but they failed.
Yeah, because then everyone has just everyone's is at the junkyard.
Yeah,
where they throw his body into one of those metal
chipper crusher thingies.
Yeah, that turns cars into like shredded cheese, basically.
Yeah,
and I was like, because at first they just throw him in, and they pan up to Laurie standing. And I was like, oh, they're not going to show us, but no, they showed him literally explode. I was like, yes,
also, I do love that they first of all, that took it felt like 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
It wasn't, but it felt like. And they show us her, like, climbing him after him, standing right over him. I was like, yes, she's gonna jump in and die with him.
I thought she stood in on the metal teeth as well. I'm like,
yeah.
And I didn't.
But no, they even
like,
show us the detail of her pushing him into the teeth.
Yeah.
But she's still standing right there. She could have slipped.
Yeah. If they wanted to, and then of course, yeah, and that's when it's over. Now it's really over, because not even an immortal person can come back from that, because you're literally in pieces.
There's no way he can morph back from that.
Even though they did blow him up in Halloween 2, but that's not canon, so I guess, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, so that's like their definitive end of Michael Myers, is this boring ass kitchen fight, and then this slow ass scene of them like throwing him. They should have had the fight at the junkyard, and it ends with her saying like night, Michael, and kicks him into something.
Yes,
a cool fight like in the first movie, but no.
No, but they're old now, It's 4 years later.
They were old in the last movie as well.
But they're old now,
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand.
And then it ends with Laurie finishing up the book by saying, like, oh, yeah, but evil still lives within us. We just need to, like, handle it or something.
Yeah, choose evil or cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
Which is a callback to the guy, Frank, who apparently is her love interest.
Yeah, they lightly hinted at that in the last movie, and then they didn't really do much with it here, except for that grocery
cherry
store
blossom
scene.
Discussion.
Yeah, he's like, I'm learning Japanese. Because in this movie, every character is quirky. Like, he's not a grumpy
every character
old man.
needs details.
Yeah,
dude.
he's learning Japanese and doing he's doing croutons for the boys at the station or whatever he's talking about. He's doing meatballs or whatever it is. Like, oh, every fucking character has to be a quirky one. Anyway, yeah, and then he leaves her a bag of vegetables.
Groceries. It's vegetables, because she made a joke that he doesn't eat enough vegetables.
More vegetables. It's like, oh. and then they sit down on her stoop.
Yeah.
And the movie ends. And like, oh, joy. You know how it should have ended? If everything happened the way it did in the movie, like you said, she stands there, it's like, goodbye, Michael, as he gets sucked down into the teeth. In the very last second, an arm just shoot out, grab her leg, and pull her down as well. And then you would just see Allison go like, ah! And that's the movie. That would have been awesome.
Would have been so... It's such a gratifying ending.
That would have saved the movie.
That would have saved the franchise for me.
Because then, Evil's dead.
Or at least this interpretation part of the whatever franchise.
Yeah. Because then, Evil is dead... But now Laurie is also definitely dead, so we're not making another movie.
Exactly.
We can still make one because Laurie's alive.
Yeah, and I'm still afraid that they're gonna. Because even though they mentioned that like Corey's dead and we see him still on the floor when the cops arrive.
If they're gonna like.
Or
say that,
Allison snaps.
Michael, yeah, but that you can't do that. You cannot replace Michael Myers.
I hope to God they don't.
No, you literally cannot, because he is the proto slasher killer.
I know.
That would be like replacing Jesus. it's sacrilege. You can't do it.
You know what?
Not even if you make the greatest movie ever would people accept it.
No, I know,
much of an icon.
But I'm just saying, it's Hollywood we're talking about here. They do whatever they want.
Yeah, but the whole point with these three movies was that these were people, Danny McBride, David Gordon Green, Jamie Lee Curtis, Malek Akkad, who is the father of the guy who produced the original.
Yeah.
They're like people who understand the franchise and like respect it.
Sure.
So they can't, they didn't really show that with these movies.
Exactly.
But still, like, they cannot be that dumb. To think they can bring back the franchise with another killer. They cannot do that.
No, I hope not.
Pounding my table.
You're putting your fist down or foot down or whatever it's called.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I know. I don't
mentioning
think
that makes me angry. Yeah,
I know. I just wish they wouldn't have done these three movies in general. So I mean,
exactly. The franchise was done. It was over in the early 2000s. They left us alone for over 10 years. Why the fuck did you bring this back? Nobody, well, I'm saying nobody wanted it. No one sane wanted this. Only fucking
normal
moronic fanboys wanted it.
Yeah, because it's not like they wanted it to see Michael Myers slash people, because he didn't really do that.
No.
Especially not in this one.
Especially not in this movie, yeah.
Michael Myers barely killed anyone. I think he killed like one person in this movie.
Something like that. 1 or 2 people, yeah.
And that was the love crime in the beginning of Corey's murder spree.
Yeah.
See, he didn't have like... This wasn't a Michael Myers movie. This was barely a Laurie Strode movie.
Yeah.
This was a separate movie that they just went on, let's throw in Michael Myers and Laurie Strode at the end so we can call it Halloween.
Yeah, even though this is supposed to be the ending where, it should all be all about Michael Myers and Laurie Strode.
No, we throw in this new, actually sort of good storyline with 2 newish people.
Yeah. But then also...
And then, fucking kill them off and end with Michael. Sure.
Yeah, but then also... going back, because there's inconsistencies that go throughout the trilogy. Because, in the original movie, Michael Myers...
Wait, original.
1978.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, is only, like, hunting Laurie and her friends because they were the first people he saw when he arrived in Haddonfield. There was no other connection. He was just stalking them because he was crazy evil and, like, those are the people I'm gonna kill.
Yeah.
Later in the franchise, they try to, in a roundabout way, make them, like, brother and sister, which didn't make sense. But whatever. No. And it became this thing that he was, like... His entire existence was like, must kill Laurie Strode. That was the whole thing, which was so scary. But that was never a part of the original. So when they made the 2018 movie, which was supposed to be the first proper sequel, so to speak,
sure,
forget all the other ones. They kind of subvert that dumb thing that he is chasing her specifically by having him just kill random people. And her, like, obsession with him was really one-sided, which is more realistic. Like, he's evil. He's just a killing machine.
He just wants to kill. He doesn't care who.
It's like, and it's how people use that evil for their own gains. The doctor who, like, he wants to know what it is to kill, so he kills the cops, and then Michael kills him. And he's literally, like, dragged to Laurie's house so they can force him to fight her. Because then, like, oh, I guess she's here, and he starts hunting her. So that was the whole big thing. Like, there was no, like, cursed. She was cursed by Michael Myers or anything like that. No, he was just a psycho killer. Or evil personified, so to speak.
Yeah.
But then in the second movie, they kind of reintroduced that he was specifically going after her. Because even though he was killing random people, it ends with him literally taunting Laurie by killing Laurie's daughter, Karen. And, like, looking at her like, yes, now I'm coming for you. Like, so now he is hunting for her?
But didn't Laurie also kind of taunt him, like, come and get me?
Yeah, they mention that a lot in this movie. I can honestly not remember that she does that in the last one, but I guess she did. I don't know.
She did a little bit, I think. Because why else would she booby trap her house?
Yeah.
Because it can't be, like, in case. Yeah, but sure, but in this trilogy.
I suppose.
Like,
yeah, sure.
It can't be in case he comes after me. It should be more... It's probably more of a, oh, I know you're free, let's get it on kind of thing. It's still stupid. It's still stupid.
It's still stupid. Yeah, because
like,
in this
times
one...
100.
In this one, I don't know what, because he doesn't seem to care at first. But then he just shows up at her house.
And also, it's been 4 years of nothing. And him sitting in a sewer, doing nothing. There is no external or internal reasoning for this all, except for Corey.
But he doesn't know that Corey's connected to her, sort of, now?
No, technically not.
Because they're both...
Or did he see it in her? I don't know.
It doesn't make sense! It's so annoying!
It's I don't know if Corey shows him or tells him, but we don't get to see that. So like you said, cartoon logic didn't happen.
Yeah.
If you don't show it or tell us, it did not happen.
There's a classic Swedish, like, sort of fantasy movie called Ronja Rövardotter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where there's these scary like bird women.
Vildvittrorna.
Yeah. And they have the classic line, syns inte, finns inte. Like,
Yeah.
if you can't see it, it doesn't exist. And that is movie logic. Like, you have to show us how Michael Myers,
found
Laurie through...
He does follow Corey at one point when Corey goes to Laurie's house. He stands, yes, because we see him standing in behind a tree, and he sees Laurie, and Laurie looks at him, but she doesn't see him.
But that's halfway through the movie. Why didn't he go after her right away?
Why did he wait?
That doesn't make sense.
No, that is just a tiny little bit of a hint that, oh, wait, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't give you a reason.
So
far we know that he doesn't care. He doesn't want to kill her.
You know what they should have done then? Like they're setting up this whole Corey Cunningham is Michael Myers' apprentice. Like,
yes,
he's turning evil. They should have they should have done that. But then Michael Myers, after after they kill the cop, or no, after that, I suppose.
Yeah, sometime after that.
He should have just yes, Michael, I've given you a victim or whatever. Like, now show me how to do it. Show me. I want to be evil like you. If this town hates me, I'm gonna give them a reason to hate me, like a real reason. And then Michael just walk up to him and stab him in the head. Kill Corey. Remove Corey, and he's like, I have regained my powers, and then go after her and have him kill
all
everybody.
He needed.
Yeah, go on a killing spree, moving from the sewer to her house. But that they don't do. That would have made more sense.
There's so many points where they could have just turned right and corrected this movie.
Yeah, but they
kept turning left and just fucking it up more.
Yeah. And one final thing, which also so annoying. Like, the last movie was all about how, I guess there's themes to the movies, but then the themes doesn't really correlate with each other. Because in the first movie, it's all about surviving trauma, how trauma affects your entire life. And then the second movie was all about how evil or trauma can really affect an entire community. Because remember, that movie was all about, the big mob chasing after him. It was not really a story about Laurie, it was a story of Haddonfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this one about?
Yeah, I was going to say, because, like we said, we didn't really get a resolution in that movie. He just disappears. But now, as they explained it, 4 years later, everyone seems to have forgotten, because we barely get any scenes of the townsfolk, talking about where did he go, what happened.
The only time we get them talking is when they blame Laurie or Corey for doing something bad.
Exactly. Why wasn't the community involved more? Like they were in the kind of in the first movie, but definitely in Halloween Kills. Where did that go? They just forgotten 4 years?
Yeah, apparently.
But then they oh right, we had the whole community versus evil thing in the last one. Let's have them all show up for the ending. Yeah. And then they bring that back, community struggling with past trauma. But where were they in the rest of the movie? What the fuck? It's so inconsistent, thematically inconsistent, and boring. I think I'm gonna lower my score on this. I fucking hate this movie now. Something like you usually do when we discuss a movie.
I changed my mind.
You change your mind, I kind of like it, now I don't, or I hate it, but now I like it.
I'm
the same way.
I still feel that they had parts of this script was a genuinely interesting horror story.
Yes.
The whole Allison and Corey romance, and even the whole angsty 14-year-old burning the town down. Great storyline.
Yeah,
that could have been its own thing. Sure, they should have been younger because it makes more sense if they're younger.
Yeah, I know, but still, whatever.
But that would have been good. I even wanted Corey to be the killer in that story.
Yeah, I wanted him to
No, but I wanted him to literally burn down the city and they leave in the end.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to take place in Haddonfield. I don't want it to have anything to do with Laurie Strode or Michael Myers.
No, yeah, it shouldn't have been a Halloween movie. It should have been...
No. It should have just been a scary movie.
It should have been
or
a psycho
love
kid
story
killer
or whatever.
Yeah. Call it a blood-soaked love story or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Something like that.
That is why this movie gets 2 stars from me, because
Natural
that
born
storyline...
killers. That's literally what it is. It's natural born killers.
That storyline gives it 2 stars at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave it a 1.5 star.
5.
Because I was like, 2 stars is still like 4 out of 10. That's almost halfway decent.
I know. I want to give it like 2 3/4 or something, but you know, I want to give it 3 out of 10.
Yeah, 3 out of 10. That's literally 1.5 stars, Rebecca.
I guess it is.
It's literally that, because you have half stars. 2 half stars make 1 star, and then another half star.
Okay, fine, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to. I hate half stars.
Yeah.
But then no, they fuck it up.
Yeah,
because they take that part of the script, which feels like a separate story, and just bunch it in with Michael Myers and yay, Halloween ends.
Yeah, I know. That was what I was saying when I was watching that first part. Like, this is not what I wanted from a Halloween movie, but at least it's halfway decent.
Yeah.
And then like I said, they force it into a Halloween movie. It's like, oh yeah, you fucked it up. You ruined it. It's like
you could even have the protective grandmother. You could,
of course.
The only character that couldn't really be there is the Michael Myers character, because that doesn't really make sense. I mean, he could have been like a mental image for Corey to go berserk or something. I don't know if you need that, but
or have him wake up in the sewers and be like, "Oh, I'm so fucking pissed off at these kids," and then the crazy homeless guy's like, "You're a psycho kid killer," and he's like, "No."
That could have been enough. Yeah, you don't need the Michael Myers in that story.
No, yeah. But
change
what they? I just realized that. You know what they wanted Michael to be in this movie? To literally be like the evil that possesses this town.
Yes.
Like, it's evil possessing Corey.
That's what they're talking about the entire movie. That Allison keeps blaming Laurie, or not blaming her, but like telling her that it's not Michael keeping this shit up. It's you.
Yeah. Problem is though,
he's a physical person.
Exactly. That's an interesting story, but the problem is, he's a physical entity, which works in the original because then he's the personification of evil.
Yes.
Here he's
now he's
supposed
just
to be
the essence of evil.
But he's still here. So, to round it off here.
Original Halloween works as itself.
Yes, because it's a story about evil.
Yes. Everything else after that destroyed the character of Michael Myers and the entire Halloween franchise.
Yeah. They never managed to, it wasn't a story that needed several parts.
No. Because Michael Myers, the person, was evil personified in that movie. Everything after that, he's just evil.
Yeah.
The essence of evil.
That's why, at least with the third one, they tried to turn it into an anthology story.
Yes.
And make it about something else. And people were like, no, we want to see Michael kill people.
We want Michael.
So they bring back Michael Myers in the fourth one, and it's all over. It's all downhill from there. And now here we are, literally fucking 44 years after the original, and they're just making the same mistakes still.
Over and over and over. And we're making the same mistakes over and over and over because we keep watching this shit.
Yeah, by watching this fucking crap. But at least now...
we give them, the benefit of the doubt. Maybe.
No, you know what it is? We're keeping evil alive. Yeah. That's what it is. It's about the fans. How they always want more, so they have to keep making the movies. Exactly.
That would actually kind of be funny if that's what they're saying.
But they're not. But that's what I'm saying. That's what this movie symbolizes. Just stop saying you want more Michael Myers movies. Stop saying you want more sequels, because you keep diluting this original idea that you love so much.
You give them reason to dilute it.
Yeah. You're keeping the evil alive. Now I kind of like the movie because we turned it into a theme of fandom.
It's existential. It's beyond the movie.
Yeah, it's metaphysical.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up there.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. I said pretty bad before. I'm gonna say pretty damn bad at this point.
Yeah,
Very
no,
close to fucking awful, actually.
Yeah, no, my view has not changed. It's still bad.
No, yeah, the only saving grace is the first half hour, which is interesting.
Which I want them to make a separate movie out of. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with this shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, just don't. Like,
Yeah.
I know some fans just like it because it's another Halloween movie, but if you like the original, if you understand what the original is actually about, do not. I mean, it's already been ruined for you because you've seen all the other ones, but at least don't watch this. And if you haven't seen this new trilogy, stay away from it. Even though the first one is kind of good, stay away from it because it only made things worse.
And to be honest, if you like the Michael Myers killing people shit, you're not gonna get it in this one.
No, yeah, exactly.
So don't watch it. Just don't watch it. It's not in it.
There's no reason to watch it. I'm less of a person for watching this movie. This took a little
years
part
of my life.
Yeah. I'll never get those 2 hours back, you usually say. And that's literally how this feels.
You know what? We won't get this hour back either.
That's true. But at least we got the vent here.
Yes. And perhaps we learned something about ourselves.
For the rest of October...
feed.
Yeah, exactly. Don't feed the evil. Let it go. Let go of the evil.
I'm gonna go burn some sage or something.
Yeah, for the rest of October, can we, just watch good horror movies? Or talk about good horror movies?
We'll try.
We'll try,
But, that's no promise. Sorry. There's so much shit being produced.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Damn, we went on for this one.
Sorry.
Sorry.
But this is what we're known for, right?
Yeah, to rant when we don't like things. But thank you so much for listening. Once again, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. There are links down below, where you can check out all our previous Halloween stuff and just a bunch of other exclusive episodes, early access. This is going to come out tonight on Patreon and tomorrow on the free platforms.
Tonight being Friday the 14th of October.
Yes.
2022.
And like I said, commentary tracks, and you get to tell us what movies to talk about. So check it out. Support independent podcasting. But other than that, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.
Bye.
The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Vedén and Rebecca Vedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén and Laura Kinney. Also a huge shout out to all our patrons. Laura Kinney, Mom, Dad, Mom and Mac. If you want to join our Patreon, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. You get exclusive episodes, commentary tracks, and much, much more. Support independent podcasting.